Welcome back to Afternoon Live. If you've been recently laid off and you're not sure what to do now, our next guest is here to help. We welcome back trauma-informed consultant Jana Hodgins. It's great to see you.
Yeah, thanks again for having me.
This is a specific topic, but so many people are going through this right now.
It's happening all over.
And we have a big tech community locally, and I think that's the industry that's being hit the hardest as far as what I can see.
It seems to be, yeah.
So you're not alone, step one.
Exactly. Recognizing you're not alone and just give yourself a break. Like, it's happening all over. Take the time you need to have self-care, grieve. And that may look different for different people and what kind of timelines you're able to have. But really taking care of yourself is the best first step, because your next step is going to be based on your emotional balance that you have.
There you go. You want to be in a good headspace moving forward. Okay, to keep continuing your success, and then reach out to the community, either that you already have or maybe making new connections.
Exactly. And most likely in your situation, a lot of people have reached out when they found out the news, like other coworkers or people who've also experienced positions being eliminated or layoffs and whatever it is. So yeah, like leverage that as an opportunity when people are reaching out, like, hey, let's spend some time together, and really just make it where both people can benefit. Like, what can I do for you? What can you do for me? How can we both learn? And it may be something, again, that surprises you. We talked about that in networking, and that's just the reality of it. I've been very surprised by what I've learned from people so far and what I've been able to give back.
Yeah, even just maybe venting to a friend that you know that's been through something similar, you might find that connection hidden in the conversation that you didn't even know was there to begin with.
And addressing that, like being honest about how you're feeling.
Absolutely. Okay, and then clarifying your direction, where you want to go next.
Oh my gosh, yes. This is probably second most important to your emotional balance, but you could go in so many directions that you might be wasting your time. If you choose 5 different things, you will have a kind of a shallow experience. But if you choose 1 or 2 things that you feel very strongly about, know exactly what you don't want, what you do want, what your red flags are, then you can kind of streamline and get where you want to be faster.
Are there certain examples of things that might be red flags or things that you want to identify in your own experience that maybe that's a no-go?
Absolutely. I mean, my biggest thing right now for me personally is having a collaborative and creative environment where everyone has a voice at the table. And so through interview processes and reaching out and looking at company culture, understanding if I'm going to be a good fit in an inclusive space, that's kind of my #1 thing right now.
How about a job search council? What is
gosh,
that?
yes, I'm so glad you asked. So there is a book, it's called Never Search Alone, and they also have a corresponding program. It's totally free, and it's a group of people who are also looking for work, also looking for jobs. I've got a group of about 3 other professionals, and you kind of walk through the steps of the book, you identify what you do want, kind of clarify that direction, and then you can kind of relate to each other, you know, what you're going through, you know, this interview went really well, this one didn't, and just recognizing that it's all a process and that you can support each other.
How do you find those groups or create them for yourself?
Yeah, so Never Search Alone, it has a website, you can get the book, and then they will find a job seeking council for you, but you can kind of create something yourself if you choose to go a different way in your network and use your LinkedIn and the people that are reaching out, like you said. But yeah, I would definitely recommend the book for sure.
Okay, that's an awesome resource. And then just in your day-to-day, as you're searching and continuing, keep your regular routine as much as you can.
Yeah. I personally thrive on structure, so it's definitely going to be a recommendation for me. But I also think it's tough to, you kind of get lost in the process here. Time moves more quickly when you're without a job, and there's certainly pressures that people are experiencing. So putting some staples into your routine, if you've ever heard of the miracle morning, there's a few things like affirmations and writing that you can kind of do to start your day. And I always feel like I'm achieving more when I've started my day with checking a few boxes.
Sure. And what about surviving layoffs? Because I have several friends who've been through many. Their jobs are safe for now, but they just feel very insecure where they're at. Is there a way to handle that or just keep kind of maintain your sanity in those moments?
I think it really is taking the time for yourself and making sure that you recognize that you go through the process of grief and recognize that this is a loss, this is a life change, and then again, like clarifying your direction for your next thing. Part of the job searching council recommendation is not to have like a rebound job. Like, don't take your the first opportunity just because it's there. Clarify what you want so that you know you're making the next right step. And then, I mean, there's no real way to prevent it. I'm asking in my interviews, like, you know, what businesses have planned for the future, how they're going to handle that type of situation, and, you know, hopefully just finding somebody or a business that isn't going to be laying off.
Right, and then just having empathy for your colleagues, because everybody's going through so much right now.
Exactly.
Forging new paths, whatever that looks like.
And just recognizing that it's happening so predominantly across the industry right now, it really isn't, you know, targeted towards low performers or underperformers. I saw people, senior people with 20 years of experience getting laid off just because they cost more. So just reducing the stigma of like, these are, you know, people who are underperformers getting laid off, because it's just not true. And so don't take that to heart.
It's so true. Thank you so much for stopping by. It was great to see you.
Thank you so much.
Great advice as always. And we'll have more about Jana on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.